The key fact you raised that they announced the market was going to die 2 weeks ago. We didn't give them dictatorial powers. Martial law was threatened against congressmen. We had them on, and it was on C-SPAN. We're seeing unprecedented things happen because the New World Order, as you know, the listeners may not, works in phases. And then they have these jump phases. They build slowly, then they jump. We are entering a jump phase, are we not?
We are. It's long-term plans, very long, in fact, intergenerational. And that's the key to the success of it. It's so slow, and then they hit you, and then slow again for a while till we adapt to the new system, and then they hit you again. But it's all designed to bring us into a global society, this new world order that Bush Sr. talked about. It's also a brave new world type of system, but first we must go through the Orwellian phase of it with the big boot stamping on the face forever. That's what we're going through now, with the children ratting on parents, with a government in control of everything that you do economically. There'll be so many regulations now according to what you can buy, according to your status, your actual status to the system, because in the system eventually there'll be no private property. That's stated already. That's one of their mandates. So they're going to eventually have the government coming into private property, gradually taking it all over, and then you're dependent on government for your very survival and for your work and all the rest of it. This is the brave new world they're heading towards. But first they must train us all into it, and it's a training exercise as much as anything else to get the public of the world terrified so that we will accept all of the incredible rules and regulations that are coming down the pike. We will come out of this, as I say, much more with a reduced population, with an economic system that will never ever be the same again, and we're all supposed to serve what they call the world state. That will be our only duty.
And the key to taking over private property is the carbon tax and the new environmental overlays, which they're now announcing to the public, from the Club of Rome documents when people laughed at us to now implementation.
That's right. The Club of Rome was the main think tank. Now, all these think tanks are connected at the top. There's the pyramid structure, the 1,000 points of light, with the NGOs working for them to bring in social policy. And the Club of Rome stated in their own book towards the first global revolution, the two founders who wrote the book stated that they came up with the idea of blaming the public for something to do with the weather, possibly global warming. That would fit the bill, and we'd all have to adapt and change our lives accordingly to the rules and regulations they would set out, supposedly to save.
And of course, the current head of the CFR wrote that in 1992 as the adopted policy. He said a pincer